maximize your damage and forget about sharpening or healing. Unleash a relentless storm of attacks, maintain peak damage, and self-sustain throughout the entire hunt. Today, I'm revealing my Monster Hunter Wilds Sword and Shield build designed for non-stop aggression, critical power, and insane survivability. Welcome to Unshift Gaming, and yes, my hunter is Johnny Bravo. Now, it's time to show you my build. Let's talk about the weapons first. I'm using the Artian weapon, Sword and Shield, just because it have 3 large decoration slots that we can maximize its usage. For the Artian elemental weapon, we want them to have 3 attack infused of the same element. This is to maximize the damage. Don't worry for the affinity or the critical chance, we'll discuss it later. For the Artian status effect weapon, we want them to have 3 affinity infused of the same element. This is to maximize the chance of inflicting status effect to the monster. Now let's see the reinforcement boosts. For elemental weapons, we want them to have 2 attack, 2 elemental, and 1 sharpness boost. I think this is the most ideal as we also get bonus attack damage aside from the elements later as I will show it on the build. For status effect weapons, we want them to have 4 elemental boost and 1 affinity boost. Again, this is to maximize the chance of inflicting weapon status effect. For decorations, we'll discuss it later, but for now, let's move on to the armors. For armors, let's start with head and arm. We want the Beta Guardian Arcveld armors. This is to get the Decimator level 1 as the set bonus skill. The Decimator skill restores your health by a moderate amount when you destroy wounds. We also get the Flayer skill and Part Breaker skill from the head armor. Flayer skill makes it easier to inflict wounds, and Part Breaker is pretty much self-explanatory. It gives you bonus to break parts easier. We also get 2 levels of Weakness Exploit from the arms armor. Weakness Exploit gives us the affinity bonus when we hit weak spots or wounds. For chest and waist, we want the Beta Arc Vulcan armors. By getting these 2, we get the Hasten Recovery skill, which restores a small amount of health when we continuously attack a monster. Both armors also have Weakness Exploit, so by combining them with our head and arms armor, our Weakness Exploit skill shoots up to level 5, granting us an affinity of 30% on weak spots, and on wounds we get 50% affinity. And we're not done with affinity bonuses yet. For leg armor, we want the beta version of the Shard Greaves, as this gives us 2 levels of Agitator, and what it does is it gives us plus 8 attack damage and 5% affinity whenever the monster is enraged. For the talisman, we want the level 2 Might Charm. This will give us 2 levels of maximum might, which increases our affinity whenever our stamina is full. At level 3, this is what we want. It will give us the sweet 30% affinity increase. And for the mantle, it is the Corrupted Mantle, simply because we're damage dealers and we get heals while being overly aggressive. And now for the juicy part, decorations. Let's start with the elemental weapon decorations. We want the rare 2 skill large gems of the following: Guardian Element, Crit Elem, and then Element, Razor Sharp, and then Element. By combining these 3 gems, we get 4 level 3 equipment skills of Offensive Guard, Elemental Attack, Critical Element, and Razor Sharp. Offensive Guard at level 3 gives us 15% increase of raw attack damage, and with Perfect Guard, this is boost to our damage. That is why we want our weapons to have pure attack infusions. Elemental Attack is a no-brainer, gives us elemental damage increase of 20% plus 60 more. Critical Element is also a no-brainer, increases our elemental damage. And then for Razor Sharp, this godly skill at level 3 grants us a 50% chance of no sharpness loss. This means that we can continue attacking to our heart's content until the monster changes areas or until it dies. Now for the status effect weapons, it's pretty basic. We want the status effect Jewel, Critical Eye to get more crits, and Critical Status with Handicraft. Handicraft is just for more weapon sharpness, and Critical Status greatly increases status effect build-up on critical hits. With our weapon at 37% affinity, and then we'll add the 65 to 85% affinity bonuses from armors, we'll be doing critical damage at 90% of the time. Now for the armor decorations, what we want is a combination of Flayer Jewel to get the skill up to level 2, Growth Jewel for the self-improvement bonus which increases our attack and defense during quests, Chain Jewel for the small burst boost, 3 Protection Jewels for the level 3 Divine Blessing, Shockproof so we get immune to other hunters' attack, Adapt, this one's on me. I keep forgetting drinking hot or cold drinks, so I put it there. That way I won't need to worry about it no more. And lastly, the Might Jewel to put our maximum Might skill to level 3. And now to show you all the skills in one screen. There, I think this is a super awesome optimized sword and shield build and not one thing is a waste. So there you have it. I call this my Johnny Bravo build. I think for now, this is the only build you'll need for sword and shield. Thanks for watching and I hope you find this useful.